Alright, so everyone wants to know what the best camera is for YouTube. It's a really common, question. It's something people search for all the time. And there's a pretty common answer. And it's either a Canon 80D or like a Sony A6000 series. And I just wanted to give people my input, my opinion on it. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm shooting this on right now. I will before the video ends, but I'm not going to tell you right now because I just want to talk about both both sides. I've never owned a Sony. I've never owned a Sony, but I've done extensive research on Sony, Canon, Nikon. I have a Nikon. It's a D3300. It's awful for autofocus, but it still shoots good video if you want to do manual focus, 1080p 60.mov. No flip out screen though, which is kind of awful, honestly. If you want to do video, if you're going to video yourself, a flip out screen is nearly mandatory. The camera I have now, I'm confident that I am in focus, even if I don't have a screen. Not going to tell you if I do or don't yet, but if I didn't, I'm confident either way that I'm in focus. This Nikon, on the other hand, I'm not. No, it was awful. It would hunt back and forth, and it would usually focus on what's back here. And as you can see, this thing doesn't at all. And if I move back and forth, it'll stay focused on me at all times. And so having that as a video creator, that peace of mind, that's just, you can't, it's hard to put a price on that, because if you're not confident in what you're making while you're making it, it kind of, it makes it nearly impossible to make a good final product. You know, you have to work around things, and the better tools you have, usually the better final output you can create. And that's something a lot of people look over when they're trying to buy something. They just think something that's more expensive is better, but that's not the case. There are cameras that are much, much more expensive, multiple times more expensive than what I have, and they're not as good for what I'm using it for. And you have to do a lot of research and try to figure out what the best thing is for your needs. Because when I bought this, the D3300, it was a mistake, really. But I didn't really know what I wanted. I didn't think about it long enough, and I didn't do enough research. The reason it was a mistake is because it doesn't have the video capabilities I need. I thought just, I wasn't into video like I am now, and it wasn't a big priority for me. But now it is, and I take more video than I do pictures probably. So while the Nikon is a great photography camera, it's not good for video, or at least not the type of video that I want to make. So with that little spill out of the way, I guess I should tell you what my camera is. It's actually a Canon 80D. You can probably see me looking at the viewfinder. I don't know. But bottom line is I love it. And the only thing that it's missing is 4K video. But right now I don't really care. I might care in the future. I thought about getting I forgot what the number, letter, and all that is, but the next level up Canon that has the flip out screen, but it doesn't have 4K either, so I don't really know. I don't know what Canon's doing. They don't like to put 4K on their cameras, while Nikon will. Nikon seems to be like ahead of specifications. This thing shoots 1080p 60. This will too, but this will at like $300, and to get that in Canon you have to go for like $1,000, I think. So the final output is better in just general quality, but pixels, there's less pixels, so you can't do stuff like crop in while you're editing. It's not like I'm gonna upload in 4K anyways. My internet's shit, but it's just nice to have a 4K source file at times. So yeah, my recommendation would be a Canon 80D if you don't absolutely need 4K. Now on the Sony side of things, there are problems. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of good too, but there's a lot of problems. So I consider the 80 the Canon. I consider the Canon's autofocus system to be the best all around. I think the Sony's are very comparable, but it might be quicker in some cases, but I don't know if it's going to be as accurate. I don't have one to personally compare, but just from my research, that seems to be the kind of conclusion. The Sonys have problems with overheating, and they eat batteries like they just eat batteries. You can like shoot in the Canon for like 2 or 3 times longer with one battery, and with the Sony you just have to keep switching them out, and I couldn't deal with that. I gotta have long battery life. I make videos that usually have a long source file, usually record for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. I can't put up with that no battery thing, and they don't have flip out screens. The Sonys do not have flip out screens. It just like, it does what some of the Nikon models do, where it just has that, it kind of flips up in the back and flips down a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way up, and it doesn't, you can't see it from the front of the camera is the point. Right now I can see myself right here, and I can even touch to make it focus somewhere else if I want, that's really useful if you're behind the camera. Also, what I could be doing right now, I don't have it set up because I don't use it, but I could have my phone connected to it, and I could have it sitting on my desk, and it'll just wirelessly communicate with the camera, and I could like make it focus on different areas just by touching the phone, and the audience would never know. You can do remote shooting and remote video, change all the settings, and look at the pictures you've taken. It's really nice, and the Sonys probably have that too, but I don't know. It's just something I wanted to mention, just kind of thought of it. But just by research that I've done, people are usually more satisfied with the Canon than they are with the Sony. I've seen a lot of people go and switch from like a A6500 to an 80D, and they're happy with it because you don't have 4K video, but when you pick up this Canon camera, it's a hunk of plastic and metal, and you just feel confident using it. And when you pick up the Sony, it's a small little mirrorless thing that overheats and eats batteries. I mean, it's an amazing piece of technology, but it's just not the camera that the Canon is. And it's not confidence inspiring, really. So that's pretty much what it comes down to, is the Canon just kind of inspires confidence, and as a video creator you kind of need that. So that's my take on it, and I would wholeheartedly recommend the Canon. If you want to buy one, I mean, if this made you want to buy it, I'll have affiliate links in the description. It helps me out a ton if you use those. Helps me to keep making videos, because like I don't get sponsored or anything, and my channel's too small. It really helps out, so I'd appreciate that a lot. And be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. If you didn't like it, hit dislike, because gotta know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.